What's going on, everybody? It's Blandon here again, and this is part 5 of the 6-part series on new builds. So after doing a full month of research, you have finally found the one. The location is great, the design looks amazing, the floor plan is perfect for your family, and most importantly, the price is right. So what's the natural next step? Is to get the property under contract. In this video, we're going to talk about the basic process of a development, how to get a property under contract, and who you need to get involved after you have it under contract. Firstly, the process of a development. First stage being the land acquisition. A developer usually looks for a piece of land that they can make some profit on. So the minimum margin that a bank look for when they fund a development is 25%. So naturally, a developer will look for 25% as a minimum. They will usually try to get that under contract and negotiate a long settlement. Once they have it, they will immediately start working on lodging the resource consent. The second stage in the process is pre-sale. Bigger, more established developers will usually start pre-selling a project before they have even settled on the land. This is to enable them to get the best possible financing options and allow them to recycle their equity as quickly as possible so they can move on to the next project. While some of the smaller developers might start selling when it is closer to completion, or sometimes they might do it after it's completed. This is usually because they're not in a hurry to recycle their equity and they're not doing that many projects, so they're not in a hurry. The third stage in the development is resource consent and building consent stage. This is a major part of a development. It's about getting the council to be happy with the design and the plans that is being built, and this process can take anywhere from 6 to 12 months. Now, resource consents might have already been lodged when the developers start doing their pre-sales. And so that leads us to the final stage of the development, which is the construction stage. Most developments will take anywhere from 8 to 10 months to complete constructions. And then there might be another month or two before the CCC and the title is issued. Once the code compliance is issued, the buyer will be called in to do their final inspection and take possession of the property. This is when you get the register valuation for the bank so you can get your financing as well. So secondly, we're going to talk about how you can get it under contract. With most developments, they will sell it through an agency or there will be some sort of salesperson. From the agent, you can ask them for an info pack. This will usually have all of the design and plans, the building specifications, and also a sales and purchase agreement. A new build contract usually have a lot more pages when compared to an existing property. This is because the house is not yet built, so there's a lot of conditional clauses in there, but you don't have to worry about that because your lawyer will go through that and they will sort out everything for you. Now, the sales and purchase agreement is the document that you need to sign. Once you have agreed on a price, you will usually put a conditional clause in there so that you get some time to do your due diligence. 15 working days is quite the standard for new builds, and how you do your due diligence will be covered in the next video. So thirdly, who would you want to get involved after you have it under contract? Here are the 3 professionals that we suggest. The first one is a lawyer. They will be able to go through the contract with a fine-tooth comb. They will also advise you on some of the clauses that you can put in so that it's going to put you in the best position and remove as much risk as possible. Second is the mortgage advisor. Since most new builds will take a while for it to complete and settle, and because a pre-approval will usually only last for 3 months, you want to have some certainty on how much you can borrow. This is exactly what a mortgage advisor is going to be able to help you with. Now, there are a few banks that will do a 12-month approval on new builds if you are the main bank client, so be sure to ask your mortgage advisor whether or not that is an accessible option for you. Now, at MHQ, what we try and do for the client is take them through a borrowing calculation, show them exactly how the banks do that particular calculation so they can have a good understanding of how much they can borrow and what are the difference between the couple of banks that are out there and in what circumstances a bank might say no, so they can make a much more informed decision around the borrowing. And usually this will be sufficient until 3 months before the settlement. And the last party you might want to get involved is the competition. I think it's always good to ask a comparable development what the difference between the one that you're looking at and the one that they're selling. What are the point of difference? They might just surprise you and show you some things that you might not have realized, and there should be some good insights there as well. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.